There's a version of you that never grew up. They live quietly inside you, small, watchful, still waiting for something they never got. And most people never notice the moment they'd start speaking through them again. It doesn't show up as memory. It shows up as behavior. Psychologists call it emotional residue, the invisible weight our earliest years leave behind. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. These are 6 quiet signs that your childhood is still writing your life. But before we get to the 6th one, the strangest of them all, we have to start with something you've probably already felt today. Sign 1. You apologize for things that aren't your fault. Someone bumps into you, and the word sorry leaves your mouth before your brain even catches up. It feels polite. It feels harmless. But underneath, something older is speaking. Children who grow up walking on eggshells learn one crucial rule: stay small, stay safe. The nervous system remembers this rule long after the danger disappears. Neuroscientists call this a conditioned response, the body's automatic answer to a threat that no longer exists. So you apologize for existing, for taking up space, for having needs. And here's the strange part: most people who do this don't even realize they're doing it. Sign 2. Silence makes you anxious. When someone you love goes quiet, your chest tightens. Your mind starts sprinting. You replay the last conversation, search for what you did wrong, but most of the time they were just tired. Just thinking. Just quiet. For a child who grew up in an unpredictable home, silence was never neutral. Silence meant a storm was coming. Attachment theory calls this hypervigilance, a mind trained to scan for danger that isn't there anymore. The house is peaceful now. But your body never got the memo. Sign 3. Rest feels dangerous. You finish one task and immediately hunt for the next. Slowing down feels like slipping. Stillness feels like guilt. Because somewhere in your past, love had a price tag, and the currency was performance. Praise came with achievements. Silence came with mistakes. So you learned that your worth was something you had to earn, again and again and again. Psychologists call this contingent self-worth, a self-image built on doing instead of being. And the tragedy is, no amount of achievement ever quiets the child who's still trying to be enough. But that's only part of the story, because the next sign hides in something far more intimate. Sign 4. You crave closeness, and fear it at the same time. You want to be truly known. But the moment someone gets close, something in you pulls back. You pick fights over small things. You go quiet, you disappear for days. And then you miss them, and the cycle starts again. This is what psychologists call disorganized attachment, the ache to be loved tangled with the fear of being hurt. For a child whose caregivers were sometimes safe and sometimes not, love became a puzzle with no clear rules. So as adults, they build walls out of the same hands that reach for connection, and most people never realize they're doing both at once. Sign 5. You always know how everyone else feels, except yourself. You walk into a room and instantly sense the mood. You catch the shift in someone's voice before they finish speaking. But if someone asks how you feel, your mind goes strangely blank. Psychologists call this alexithymia, the difficulty of naming what's happening inside you. Children who had to manage a parent's emotions often lose track of their own. They become fluent in everyone else's feelings, and strangers to their own. So you help. You listen. You carry. You solve. And late at night when the house is quiet, you finally ask, what do I actually need? And most of the time, you don't have an answer. Which brings us to sign 6, the strangest one of all. You feel homesick for a place that no longer exists. Not the house itself, not the people, but a version of belonging you never quite got. A certain song does it, a certain smell, the way light hits a kitchen floor in October. And something inside you aches for a childhood you didn't fully have. Neuroscientists have a name for this. It's called anemoia, nostalgia for something you never lived, but somehow lost. It's grief without a funeral, loss without a body, missing something you were never given. And that's why so many people feel a strange sadness for no reason at all. It isn't weakness, it's memory, trying to finish a sentence it never got to complete. But here's what most people miss. None of these signs mean you're broken. They mean you adapted, you survived. You built a self out of whatever you were given. The child inside you wasn't weak. They were brilliant. They found a way to keep you safe until you were old enough to understand. And now, you are old enough. Healing doesn't mean erasing your past. It means finally letting the child inside you rest, because they've been carrying you for a very long time. So take a slow breath and ask yourself, which of these 6 signs did you feel the most? Whichever one it isn't a flaw. It's a doorway. Share it in the comments. Someone else out there, they aren't alone. If this video quietly said something you've been trying to say for years, consider subscribing. We make these for people like you. And next time, we're going somewhere even deeper, into the quiet reason lonely people are often the most emotionally intelligent in the room. Until then, be gentle with the child you used to be. They did the best they could with what they had.